Good morning and happy Wednesday. Yesterday I noted that I was praying for you yesterday and today that you would be focused on Jesus and that you would sort of be shaped and overwhelmed by who he is and what he's done for you. So we're moving into Hebrews chapter 3. This is a chapter ultimately about Jesus being better than Moses, but verse 1 was about focusing on Christ and pointing out that he is our high priest. He is our advocate. He is our defense attorney. And also, not just as he is our defense attorney, he's the ransom, he's the bond that's paid, and he's the defense attorney. It's sort of a Chicago thing. It's all pretty much locked up. And so I wanted you to be encouraged. I want you to be encouraged. The news continues to just be really sad and unthinkable, and there's so much pain out there. And so I wanted you to be somebody that could take pain out of the system, because so much has been done for us that overwhelms the bad. So today we move on a little bit deeper into Hebrews chapter 3. So I've shared this story before, but when I was in high school, I went out, before high school started my freshman year, I went out for this weight training and conditioning class. If you're going to be an athlete, you're supposed to go out for this class. Now, I was not the 98-pound weakling in high school, because when I started as a freshman, I didn't weigh 98 pounds. I didn't weigh 90 pounds. I had wrestled in 8th grade in the flyweight, the 88 and under category. And I wasn't 5 feet tall. I didn't grow until really my sophomore, junior year. So I was just, 99% of the people that are out for weight training and conditioning are football players. There was one other guy besides me that wasn't a football player, and it was Brian Kinman. He also wanted to go out for cross country. So what happened is we would do a little bit of weight work, and then we would go for a run. And Brian would kill me every day. I was just dying trying to keep up with him. And I decided during those 3 weeks that I could not go out for cross country, because, well, here's another freshman, and I could barely keep up with him, and I'd side aches and throw up, and I was just like, I can't do this. Well, what happened is that Brian Kinman, as a freshman, became a varsity cross-country runner at this high school. We had 3,000 people. He was a phenom. And he would go on, he set records that are still records today. And when he was getting out of high school, he tragically was injured just out of high school, but he had a shoe contract. So he was going to be a world-class runner. And I was comparing myself to a world-class runner, and guess what? I couldn't keep up with him. Well, that wasn't a helpful comparison to be making. I should have been comparing myself to the other freshmen who would have been out there. So comparisons are important. And what we're getting in Hebrews is comparisons between Jesus and others. So Moses is as good as you can get in Judaism, better than Abraham. I mean, Moses not only leads the people out of slavery, and he not only writes the first 5 books of the law, the Torah, the Old Testament, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, the Pentateuch, those were written by Moses. Moses is the mediator of the covenant. He's the one that goes up on Mount Sinai and negotiates the deal with God, gets the 10 Commandments, brings it down, and he's prophet, priest, and king for the fledgling nation of Israel. So he's the standard. And what we get in Hebrews chapter 3, Hebrews 1 was Jesus is better than the prophets. Hebrews 2, Jesus is better than the angels. Hebrews 3, Jesus is even better than Moses. And as it turns out, it's sort of a convoluted argument, complicated argument. The comparison is between the builder and the building. And it's to say, when you compare Jesus to Moses, you're not comparing apples to apples, right? It's not like comparing my running speed to Brian Kinman's. I mean, he could kill me, but who cares? He could kill me, but we were still sort of in the same category. The comparison between Jesus and Moses isn't the comparison between 2 builders or 2 buildings. It's a comparison between a builder and a building. Jesus is so much better, he's not even in the same category. So let me read this to you. Hebrews chapter 3. Verse 1 was yesterday. Therefore, Holy brothers and sisters, partakers of a heavenly calling, consider Jesus the apostle and high priest of our confession. He was faithful to him who appointed him, as Moses also was in all his house. For he has been counted worthy of more glory than Moses by just so much as the builder of the house has more honor than the house. So Moses is good. Moses was counted good, but Jesus is so much better as the builder is over the building. For every house is built by someone, but the builder of all things is God. Now Moses was faithful in all his house as a servant for a testimony of those things which were to be spoken later. But Christ was faithful as a son over his house, whose house we are, if we hold fast our confidence in the boast of our hope, firm until the end. I just want to say, Jesus is so much better than Moses that it's not even a comparison. It's not a comparison about me against Brian Kimman. It's a comparison about how fast I could run versus a supersonic jet. You can't even make the comparison. Be encouraged. Focus on Jesus. Have a good day.